Hello everyone. In this video we're going to learn about what is a PoE powered switch. So to know what a PoE powered switch is, we have to get a basic idea what a PoE switch is. To learn something about a PoE switch, you can check my previous video. Okay, so a PoE switch, we know that it needs an alternating current to provide the power for the whole device, for the whole hardware, and for it to transmit PoE signals. What happens if we want to set up a data exchange device like a PoE switch somewhere out there where there is no power outlet, like no alternating current outlet over there? In that case, we can choose a PoE powered switch. So PoE powered switch, we can take a look right here. It looks nothing different from an ordinary PoE switch, but you can see its power connector here is a direct current connector instead of an alternating current. And it has 4 ports and 1 port. This 4-1 design is 4 ports for direct PoE transmit, and this port is for the receiving a PoE signal. So you can see PoE powered switch, they're pretty special. They're kind of like a hybrid device. They can act both as power sourcing equipment and powered device. When they act as a power sourcing equipment, they receive a PoE signal at this uplink port, which will receive the PoE signal, use the PoE signal to power itself up, and then redistribute all the PoE signals to these 4 ports to transmit further. So it's kind of like receiving a PoE signal, use some for itself, and the rest it's going to repeat it for another 100 meters. So it extends the PoE signal as well. So that's a special part of it. When we use this, we don't need to connect an alternating current. We can just directly use PoE to power it and let it function. And it can fulfill a lot of our demands. When we use it as a PoE switch, it's just like any unmanaged PoE switch. It's designed for immediate plug-and-play devices into our network. And I did say it has the power connector here, but it's a choice. Like we usually would use the PoE received here to power the whole device. But if you want to like someday swap it and use this back at our house, you can also use a direct current to power it up as well. So it's more flexible. So that is a PoE powered switch. Now let's take a look at some of our fast cabling PoE powered switches. The one I just showed you is the 4-port PoE powered switch. You can see the 1 port used for the PoE signals coming here, and its shape is kind of like a regular PoE switch. So you can understand there's not much difference. And then this is the 4-port. Now let's jump to the 7-port. There's a total of 8 ports here, but only 7 of them are for transmitting PoE. These 7 ports output PoE signals, so this port number 8, which is what universal PoE power switches, 8-port PoE power switches, designed port number 8 for the port that receives the PoE signal to power the whole device up. And you can all the 7 ports, same power output, same bandwidth. Also repeat the PoE signal for another 100 meters. And this has a DIN rail rack right here that can help us hold tightly on a DIN rail rack so it can make the whole setup clean and neat. Also the power outlet right here so we can connect to use our own power to power it up as well. Also a choice. So this is a total of 8 ports, but only 7 of them are for PoE transmit. And also have indicators here for us to monitor the status of this PoE powered switch. So that's pretty much for the PoE powered switch, the 7-port PoE powered switch. So both of these indoor versions have the 30 watts maximum power output per port and a gigabit bandwidth. And now let's take a look what happens when we want to extend this kind of network device outdoors. So if we want an equipment outdoors, it must be waterproof. If it's not waterproof, the rain or the dust will easily destroy the components inside. So right here, this is an outdoor PoE powered switch. The metal casing, once we screw all the screws on tightly, it will provide a very tight seal. And same as the 8-port PoE powered switch, this also has 8 ports, so port number 8 is designated as the PoE signal where it goes. And these waterproof glands here will help us twist tightly, so when the Ethernet cables or comes through here, it will be able to seal the gaps around the Ethernet cables to give us a very high efficient waterproof measurement. So that is our outdoor PoE powered switch. And if you guys want to only extend one device at the current network setup, we don't always have to use a PoE powered switch. We can also use a one input to output PoE extender. This is the outdoor version. And we will talk about the PoE extender more in my next video. So if we want to extend two devices into two devices, a two-port PoE extender is a very good choice. Now I'm just going to do a quick setup. I'm going to connect our outdoor PoE powered switch to one of our IP cameras, and the power sourcing equipment, the original power source, will be our 95 watts high power PoE switch. All right, so right now we're going to power our PoE switch, 95 watts high power PoE switch here. So plug in. This is on, and now I'm going to use an Ethernet cable, connect port number 1 for the high power to our outdoor PoE switch port number 8 to receive the PoE signal. And you can see the indicator is on, which means there's power currently flowing through, and the whole device is awakened. And now I'm going to use an Ethernet cable to connect our IP camera to any of 7 ports of our outdoor PoE powered switch. You can see the indicator is on as well, so this means this IP camera is functioning currently. All right, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them at the section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.